Hello guys, welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some very interesting stories for Barcelona. Starting with Moriba, who have just recently took to Instagram, to respond to critics, especially from boss Ronald Koeman, who bitterly spoke about him yesterday, about his attitude with his representative when it comes to his contract negotiations. Of course, Moriba took to Instagram and put an image and write something which somehow I would say try to contradict the situation somehow, because it's as if there are two sides of this story here, guys, but we're going to be discussing much more on that so you can understand what I'm saying. Then also concerning Moriba and his future, many reports have now been saying that Manchester City, are eyeing him, for next season, not this season, for next season. And of course, we wait to see how things will go by then. So we're going to be discussing on that story as we move ahead. Then also talking about Ricky Puig, it has been reported that many clubs have been showing interest in Ricky Puig for a loan move, or some are even coming for permanent deals. But Ricky Puig is still insisting that he wants to stay at Barca and fight for his place. Then to conclude, we are going to be talking about Pjanic. Of course, he's still a Barcelona player up to now, with now numerous rumors saying that Florentina in the Serie A have contacted Barcelona, that they are showing an interest in him and they want him for a loan. So we're going to be discussing much more on that as well. So guys, as we get right into those stories in much detail, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and do well to watch this video right up to the very end. Moriba has hit back amid criticism over his contract standoff with Barcelona. The young midfielder is being frozen out at the Camp Nou, training with the B team due to a contract standoff with the club. Barcelona have submitted more than one offer to Iash, but the two parties are yet to agree a deal, the youngster reportedly holding out for more money. The 18-year-old has been heavily criticized for his actions, and Barcelona boss Ronald Koeman joined in on Friday. He said, "I spoke with him 2 or 3 weeks ago, more as a person than as a coach. Moriba's situation is horrible, as per report from Marca. My advice is that money is not the most important thing at this stage of his career. It is playing games. I am very disappointed because it is not the most important thing." After those comments, Moriba hit back with a pointed Instagram post, reposting a quote to his story that translates to "thousands of rumors and nobody knows the truth." That suggests there is indeed two sides to these stories. So to this point, we have only heard from Barcelona figureheads, be it Joan Laporta or Koeman, while Iash has been very quiet. In the meantime, he has been heavily judged by supporters, and his bosses, so it might be a good idea for the midfielder to explain his situation if there is more to this story, though we might have to wait until he leaves for that, with Barcelona likely to sell Iash if he does not extend his contract, given his current deal expires next summer. The contract situation of Moriba at Barcelona seems set to drag on and on. A product of the club's famed La Masia youth setup, the 18-year-old has always been a standout among his young peers, on the back of which he earned his first team shot last season. There was no looking back from that point on, as Ronald Koeman showed faith in the teenage midfielder, handing him as many as 18 appearances before the end of the 2020-21 campaign. Moriba repaid the faith with some impressive performances, while also contributing with a goal and 3 assists. And when it seemed like things would only continue to get better and better for the youngster, a different story altogether, has unfolded. Moriba entered the final year of his contract with Barca this summer, and despite the club's multiple attempts to tie him down to a new deal, has been refusing to do so. It has been claimed that the teenager midfielder is seeking wages higher than that of the Catalan giants are prepared to offer, leading to a standoff in negotiations, even though he is keen on staying at the club. Exiled from the first team due to his, this attitude during preseason, Moriba has been banished to train with the youth team. Given how the situation has developed, Barca are not averse to cashing in on him, but rate him at 20 million euros, a valuation that many clubs may not be willing to meet at this point in time, considering that they could sell him for nothing next term. So one such team that are waiting in the wings to swoop for Moriba next summer, as per Mundo Deportivo, are Manchester City. The Premier League champions are among the admirers of the 18-year-old with Chelsea as well as RB Leipzig, with the latter even establishing contact with Barcelona over a move. The report adds that all three clubs have tabled contract offers for the teenage prodigy. However, unlike Chelsea and RB Leipzig, the citizens are only willing to sign him on a free transfer next year. So as it stands, it remains to be seen, if Moriba will change his heart or he will continue to maintain his current stance, which will push him closer and closer to the exit doors. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona midfielder Ricky Puig is attracting interest from a number of clubs this summer. The midfielder is said to have attracted interest from several clubs across Europe, according to Mundo Deportivo, but he is not interested in leaving. Puig started just twice last season and he remains on the periphery of this campaign. So Ronald Koeman is said to have made it clear to the 22-year-old that he wasn't in his plans for last season, and that remains the same for the current season. Puig was an unused substitute in Barca's opening La Liga game of the season, and he wasn't even sent to warm up by Koeman nor his coaching staff. With 2 years remaining on his contract, it's thought Barcelona would allow Puig to leave, but it's reported the midfielder is not interested in giving up in his Blaugrana dream. The youngster has less than 2 weeks to change his mind ahead of the transfer window closing before he is resorted to another season with very little action. Then on to the final story of discussion. Midfielder Pjanic is still pushing for a return to Serie A from Barcelona, but with Juventus blocked off, it could be Florentina or Roma instead. The Bosnia-Herzegovina international is an outcast at the Camp Nou just a year after his transfer in an exchange with Artur Melo, as he was never part of coach Ronald Koeman's plans. He is desperate for another stop at Italian football, where he spent most of his career, and particularly a reunion with Max Allegri at Juve. However, the Bianconeri cannot bring anyone else in even on a loan until Aaron Ramsey is sold first, and they don't even seem to be many buyers at this point in time. So Pjanic is therefore beginning to look elsewhere, as a return to Jose Mourinho's Roma could be an option, even though the fans would not be very welcoming to a man who left them for Juve by activating the release clause in his contract. The intriguing and increasingly strong link is that with Florentina. With Gazzetta dello Sport reporting the Toscans, are genuinely in the running for Pjanic. He would be available on loan as long, and it's even reported that Barcelona would be prepared to cover half his €8 million per season wages. So guys, with that we come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and if you're a Barcelona supporter, what are you waiting for? Endeavor to do so you don't miss out on the latest updates on Barca, transfer rumors and many more here on this channel. Until next time, bye bye.